I want to bring to your attention yet another issue within the Quran. More specifically, the issue of the Quran reporting that Mary, the mother of Jesus, was a sister to Aaron, the first high priest of Israel. But before I jump into that, I want to make clear that the Quran says of itself that it is clear and it can be trusted. It's in Surah chapter 4, verse 82. It says, "Will they not then ponder of the Quran? If it had come from anybody else except Allah, they would have found many discrepancies within it." So it's saying if the Quran came from anybody else but God, there would be contradictions and problems. Let's continue on. In Surah chapter 16, verse 89, it says, "And the day when we rise in every nation a witness against them for their own people, and we bring you a witness against these, and we reveal the book," this is speaking of the Quran, "to you as an explanation of all things, and a guidance, and a mercy, and good news for the Muslims." Did you notice it said that the Quran explains all things? So there are apparently there would be no misunderstandings. The Quran would explain perfectly what Muslims need to understand. I want to go on to the meat here with regards to Surah chapter 19, verse 27, and it says, "Then she brought him," speaking of Mary and Jesus, "to her own people, carrying him. They said, 'O Mary, you have come with an amazing thing.' And notice this, 'O sister of Aaron, your father was not a wicked man, nor was your mother unchaste.'" So here we have Mary, the sister of Aaron. That's what the Quran says. Now, there is another place where it mentions Mary, and that's in Surah chapter 66, verse 12. It says, "And Mary, the daughter of Imran, whose body was chaste, therefore we breathed into her body of our spirit, and we testified to the truth of the words of the Lord and of his relations, and she was one of the devout servants." So here we have the issue of that Mary's father is Imran. But here's the thing, and we know if we can look back at the text with regards to, we can find the genealogy of Aaron, and we can find the genealogy of Aaron in 1 Chronicles chapter 6, verse 3. It says, "Amram's children, Aaron, Moses, and Miriam, Aaron's sons, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar." Did you notice it said Amram's children, Aaron, Moses, and Miriam? So we know who Miriam's father is, but the biblical record does not actually tell us who Mary's father is. But that doesn't necessarily matter for this point. The point is that the Quran confuses Miriam, the sister of Aaron, with Mary, the mother of Jesus. Now, in order for us to understand this, we need to understand when exactly Miriam lived. Miriam lived during the Exodus. And if you take the early date of the Exodus, it's 446 BC. And if you take the late date of the Exodus, it's 1225. So depending on where you want to put the Exodus, based on evidence, then we either have Miriam living 1400 years before Mary or 1200 years before Mary. But the point is that the author of the Quran does not know the difference between Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Miriam, the sister of Moses and Aaron. And this is not a new problem for Islam that they have to tackle, because it actually was a problem whenever Muhammad was living. For example, in Sahih Muslim 2135, it says, "Mahir bin Shaba reported, when I came to Naran, the Christians of Naran asked me, 'You read, O sister of Aaron,' or Aaron, 'in the Quran, whereas Moses was born much before Jesus. When I came back to Allah's messenger, I asked him about that. Whereupon he said, the people of old used to give names to their persons after the names of the apostles and pious persons who had gone before them.'" That is not true. Muhammad just makes this up out of thin air, and it's reported in the Sahih Hadith, and Muhammad has no clue what he's talking about. So we have this issue of Miriam living thousands of years before Mary, and the author of the Quran has no idea that they're two different people. They're not the same person, and yet it's passed off as if they are. So Muslims, I ask you, how are you going to deal with this? Are you actually going to engage in a cordial conversation without without going to character defamation, or are you going to just throw a fit in the comment section? I leave the choice up to you.